Okay, we call this meeting to order of Stanislaus Local Agency Formation Commission. Please rise for a pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a closed session after this.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with the introduction of commissioners.
Mike Van Winkle, sitting member.
Bill Berry Hill, public member.
Jim DeMartini, county member.
Terry Withrow, county member.
Richard Grun, alternate city member.
Brad Hahn, alternate community member.
Javier Camarena, Assistant Executive Officer.
Sarah Lytle-Penny, Executive Officer.
Alice Mims, LAFCO Council.
Jennifer Vieira, Commission Clerk.
Okay, this is the time in our meeting for public comments, moment we've all been waiting for. Anybody in the audience there wish to address this commission on a non-agenda item, this would be the time. I will give you all the time that you need. Okay. Nobody ever takes me up on it. Okay, seeing no public comment, we'll move on for approval of the minutes. I trust you've all had a chance to look them over. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. We approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Do we have any other correspondence outside of what was in the packet?
There is no other correspondence tonight.
Okay, anybody have want to declare a conflict of interest? Okay, seeing none, we will now move to consent items, and I'm going to pull this item for comment. Not because there's a problem with the report. I think it was very well done. The municipal services degree reviews are always quite well done. This is my last year on LAFCO. I just wanted to point out to everybody that these two healthcare districts, Del Puerto and West Side, are right next to each other. And the Del Puerto is the one it's pretty well financed. They've got a nice ambulance system, and then they have a clinic too, which has actually done quite well through the years. West Side Healthcare District is just ambulance only, and it struggles with labor problems and money problems, and it's just endless. There's been a few times through the years when I thought it was going to go out of business. In fact, last year I thought they were going under for sure, but they're still kind of limping along, but they definitely have their problems. And the ambulance service is needed in the area, so we got to have ambulance service. Just as just a point to note is that both these districts used to have hospitals at one time, and they are now districts without hospitals. And when we had LAFCO looked at this, I don't know, a year or two ago, into the districts that don't have hospitals, and some of them were actually dissolved because they didn't do anything anymore. I'm not proposing that, but I think that the next time that there's a service review on this thing, we ought to really look at combining the two districts. And that is just one point I just want to leave with everybody, that considering the economics in the area and the financial condition of West Side and the need for ambulance service, that to me it would always make more sense to combine the districts into one district. So the district would go from Patterson, pretty much actually from Vernalis all the way to Gustine. It does, West Side crosses the county lines, which really doesn't really matter, but covers Gustine. It's a much smaller district. But I just wanted to make that point there. So I'm very familiar with the districts and all the problems there are out there, and it's just And I just point out on page 15, when they're talking about the West Side District, it says the district is currently experiencing a decrease in revenue. And that has been West Side's hallmark, is decrease in revenue, labor problems, and financial problems. And
That's the West Side story.
that's the West Side story. Del Puerto is just a whole different kind of district, and they got clinics. And I had talked to Del Puerto one time, I don't know, it wasn't much more than a year ago, and they were willing to look at absorbing the West Side District if it went under. It was able to pull itself out. So just food for thought. Someday you're going to need another municipal service review. And I'm not sure what the condition of the West Side Healthcare District is going to be, but I would assume it isn't going to be very good. So the solution I see, if things get any worse, is to combine the districts. And that's just my comment. I'm fine with the report. I thought the report was accurate, but the financial condition of the West Side District and all its problems might be a little bit understated. Anybody else have any comments on this? Okay, I guess we have to approve this as a consent item. So is there a motion for approval of this item?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded that we approve the municipal service review of the hospital districts. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion's carried unanimously. Okay, we'll go to agenda item number 7, designation of a voting delegate. Why don't you talk about that, Sarah, since we're not having a convention, how is that actually going to work?
Yeah, since the Cal LAFCO conference is canceled, they'll be doing the election of board members electronically this year. And they're also looking at having a meeting of the membership virtually that would occur still on October 22nd. Every year, we typically send one commissioner to the meeting, and that commissioner is automatically the voting delegate. So we have a quick business item here just to designate who would be the voting delegate and the alternate in this new virtual world of an electronic election and potentially a virtual meeting. So the commission can go ahead and designate the EO and the assistant EO, or if the commission would like to designate the chair and the EO, as it's done in the past, it can do so. But we needed to submit that to Cal LAFCO by early next month, I think, so they can get the voting out.
Okay, I'm not very good using computers there. I struggled last night to get on the Newman City Council's thing. I finally got on there, but it was...
Yeah, if you'd like, you can go ahead and designate your executive officer as the voting delegate. I can communicate with you what the what's involved with the ballot, and then we can have Javier be the backup in case there's something that happens, and we can do that.
Okay, yeah, that would be my preference there.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with Sarah being the delegate?
Yep.
Okay, we'll pass that on to Cal LAFCO, and that was all for that item.
We don't need to vote on that, do we?
No, you can just direct staff.
Okay. All right, just keep me informed on that. I really like going to the conference. I was very disappointed this year. They canceled that, but everything's been canceled. The Apricot Fiesta was canceled, the Newman Fall Festival, even the county fair, and everything in between. The only thing you can do is buy marijuana at a dispensary now. You can't go to church or eat at a restaurant, get your hair cut
Free
either.
stuff?
Well, I'm giving away free stuff. I have my basket in my office there, free stuff. But I figure that's what our job is just give away stuff to people who don't work. Okay, well, be informed. It's too bad that's canceled. Okay, and so that brings us down, let's see, to other business. That was it?
So your commissioner comments.
Oh, commissioner comments. Anybody
I have none.
comment?
I got none.
Okay. Brad?
No.
Well, my only comment is I'm really sorry that the conference is canceled. I thought the LAFCO conferences were always well worth my time in going. I went to most every one. It's really disappointing. After the election, I'm sure the COVID virus not be a big deal anymore. Okay, I don't have any more additional items. Executive officers report.
Yeah, so I wanted to note that yesterday was the election day for the Northwest Newman annexation. It was the election day, but it was all done by mailed-in ballot, so it'll take them a few days to calculate that and get us the result. When they do get us the result on that, I will let the commission know what the outcome was. It's either going to be that the annexation was terminated or upheld. If you recall, the commission approved that annexation back, I think it was October last year, so it's taken that entire time to have the protest and then, of course, the election scheduled for it. We are anticipating a rather large application for the county service area that would cover all of Salida. That application is coming to us tomorrow, but that will likely not be in time for our September meeting. What we are doing, we do not have any paid applications scheduled for September, so we're recommending going ahead and canceling that meeting, and then we'll look for our next LAFCO meeting to be October 28th, and hopefully with that Salida item on it.
The CS4?
Yeah, yep,
So you say no meeting in September?
right. We are anticipating a large amount of noticing for that Salida item because it's covering the entire area of Salida and a few extra parcels. So we want to make sure that we get that all done right.
That meeting, if we would have had one in September, would have been what, the 20?
It would have been the 23rd, and there's a Salida MAC meeting the day before that, so I'll probably be visiting Salida MAC on that day before, and then the month after it'll hit LAFCO.
That week was the week for the San Joaquin Valley Regional Association of Counties there, which has been canceled along with everything else.
Seems to be a theme. And that's all I had for my comments.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. One other comment there I should just make there. I thought that the job that you did in responding to that wood colony, I don't know what you call it, annexation or moving the city limits out there to, what they called that? They had a cute term for it.
Urban
limits. There, I thought your response, especially given the short amount of time you had to respond, was extremely well done. Then you had a follow-up later there, too. I'd like to compliment you on that.
Thank you.
I thought it was right to the point, and it needed to be sent. Anyways, that's my comment. I forgot to make that comment earlier. Okay, this moves us now into closed session. So what would we do, adjourn the meeting and then go into closed session? Or, how many people go into closed session? Just the chair, vice chair, and who else?
Well, that was, but it has been changed now. There was a decision, and so anybody on the commission is invited into that closed session. And that was a decision. You probably have more information on that.
Yeah, so the chair, the vice chair, and the past chair are actually considered like the personnel committee that fill out my evaluation. But the entire commission is welcome to attend that closed session and provide feedback to the executive officer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so we would momentarily adjourn and go to closed session. If you want
Yeah, so pursuant to Government Code Section 54957, a closed session will be held to consider the public employee performance evaluation of the LAFCO executive officer. We do not anticipate any reporting out, and we need to allow for any public comment on that.
Okay, that would be the time for public comment. Don't hold back.
Mr. Chair, I just was thinking of one comment that I probably should have made. Could we get some cutouts in the stands there so that it looks like we have a crowd?
Yeah, it would kind of look like the Democratic National Convention. Cutouts out there. Good.
only if we have artificial cheering as well.
Sound of a crack of a bat once in a while.
Crowd.
Okay, so let me look to our council there. So we adjourn the meeting and then
Yes. But there be no reporting out, so we can adjourn and go into closed session.
Okay,
Okay.
being no further business, this meeting stands adjourned.